Hey guys, welcome to my channel Elite Wrestling World. My name is GhostSaad. Thank you guys for joining me right here on AEW Dynamite post-show review. Dynamite was a very good show tonight. We are just 1 week away from Dynasty pay-per-view, which is going to be a fantastic event. We started with Kenny Omega versus Blake Christian. Circling, collar and elbow, Christian gets a wristlock. Omega reverses it. Christian with a big dropkick. Suicide dive connects, handspring back elbow countered with a V-trigger. Another dragon suplex, off the ropes, V-trigger connects. Kenny Omega wins by pinfall with one winged angel. Post-match, Omega gets on the microphone and says at Dynasty, he's got not just Ricochet to contend with, but also a newcomer. Speedball makes his entrance. He congratulates Kenny and tell him he's an inspiration to them. But come Dynasty, they won't hold anything back. Ricochet appears from poolside on the Tron. He says today is his wedding and he's dressed for the best day of his life. But on April 6th, Ricochet leaves Dynasty with both the girl and the gold. Kenny says he welcomes Speedball to AEW before bidding us all goodbye and good night bang. MJF makes his entrance, microphone in hand. He calls MVP out to chat. MVP makes his entrance. Friedman says MVP is a legend in wrestling. MJF has looked at his business card long and hard and decided he wants to be in the business of hurting people. Enter the rest of the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin. Bob gets in Maxwell's face and offers a hand, but he wants the card back. Bob tears the card up. MJF asks what's going on and MVP says they're cool. Enter Brian Keith and Big Bill. Bill says they're standing in the ring with their titles. Bill says he was never pinned or submitted for the tag titles. MVP laughs and tells them to go actually win a match before they get an opportunity to challenge for the tag titles. Next is Brody King versus Kyle Fletcher. Fletcher jumps him out the gates, putting boots to him in the corner. King recovers. Penalty kick off the apron, Kyle off the ropes, suicide dive connects. Brody with an exploder suplex in the corner, Death Valley driver on the apron and both men fall to the floor. Kyle lines him up and charges in and Brody takes his head off with a lariat. Kyle sets Brody up top. Kyle Fletcher wins by pinfall with the turnbuckle brainbuster. Post-match, Cal's family attack Brody, but Hobbs makes the save. Next is Mark Davis versus Powerhouse Hobbs, trading clubbing lariats. Davis with a suplex, Hobbs kicks out. Davis with forearms in the corner, Hobbs with a back body drop. Off the ropes, Hobbs catches him, while Hobbs wins by pinfall with a spinning spine buster. Renee interviews Hangman. Swerve interrupts to tell Paige off for getting involved with his title, but Prince Nana arrives to pull him away. We get a sit-down interview with Adam Copeland and FTR. Dax offers an apology for his actions last week. Adam says he just came back to help them fight Death Riders off. Harwood agrees and says that's why he's apologizing. Cash says he thinks there's still something with Rated FTR and he'd love to go after the trio's titles. Copeland issues a challenge for Dynasty. Swerve Strickland makes his entrance. He calls out Jon Moxley to look him in the eyes, if he has the balls. Enter Jon Moxley. Strickland says people have been asking him why he didn't go after the title yet and asks Jon what happened to him. He hides the title in a briefcase. Jon says he knows exactly who Swerve is. He's had high hopes for him. He says Shane hasn't suffered enough yet, but he will suffer on April 6th. Marina Shafir is on the apron and Willow appears to neutralize her. Shane gets in Jon's face and says at Dynasty he takes the title back and will continue to lead the Dynasty era. Renee interviews Jay White backstage. He enters himself in the Owen Cup and says last year's tournament didn't work out so well, but this year he's gonna win the Cup and get a shot at the world title in Texas. Next is Konosuke versus Mark Briscoe. Briscoe with a side headlock, shoulder block. Takashita cuts him off and hits a superplex for two. Charging forearm in the corner, Briscoe returns the favor. Snap suplex, trading exploder suplexes, Takeshita with the knee. Briscoe won't stay down, Jay Drilla connects. Takeshita gets a foot on the ropes, Konosuke wins by pinfall with Raging Fire. Death Riders answer Rated FTR's challenge. Yuta calls Copeland sinister for trying to rip him from his family and Claudio calls them pathetic. Pac says they have the audacity to challenge them. No, at Dynasty it is them who challenge Rated FTR to survive Death Riders. Hurt Syndicate are interviewed backstage. Lashley says MVP told them to take a vacation and then he was here talking to MJF. Bob calls MJF slimy and Montel says he's terrible but his bad qualities could make him the right guy for them. For now though, MVP wants to focus on this Big Bill situation. It's main event time. Bayne and Penelope versus Thunderstorm. Rosa and Bayne to start. Big chop. Whip reversed. Pass Megan into the corner. Bayne backs off and tags Forden. Headlock. Thunder picks Penelope up. Whip to the corner. Bayne drops Rosa with a lariat. Toni and Megan in. Storm sends Bayne to the floor. DDT on the floor. Storm back inside. Ford catches her with an ace crusher. Bayne hits Fate's Descent. Storm dismayed. Victory roll pin for two. Hammering Megan with elbows. Fireman's carry. Fate's Descent on the champion. Megan, Bayne and Penelope win by pinfall with Fate's Descent from Bayne on Toni Storm. That's the show, folks. Please guys like and share this video. Subscribe to my channel and keep watching Elite Wrestling World.